What's happening, guys? Okay, we're off heading up the river again, and we've got a fair bit of filming to do today. We're going to be heading up around Waikerie, check out Waikerie. We're going to check out Kingston On Murray, Moorook, Cobdogla. I'm hoping it's saying Cobdogla, but it's a great name, isn't it? It's a bit like Tooleybuck, which I like. So we're going to check all that out, and Loxton. I'm thinking this might turn into 2 videos, so I don't waste any, and so that I don't get too far ahead with the water levels as to when I film them and when they go out on YouTube. The second video will probably come out Friday. I'll put an extra one in there. So that's the plan anyway, but anything could change. We're going to do a cook up at the end. I'm going to find somewhere to camp, which I've got no idea where that'll be, but we'll find somewhere. And on the way up there we will check out Bow Hill, just a quick look there. Someone wanted me to check Purnong, the east side, so we'll have a quick look in there and see what's happening with the water, and we'll do our usual check at Swan Reach and just see how things are going. So that's about it. I better turn the camera around, show you guys what I'm looking at, and that also means it's time to start the music. So we'll just check out the Bow Hill boat ramp, see what's happening. Well, I was expecting it to be a little bit higher. That's not much higher than it was last week when we were through. So I got asked to film at Purnong, so it's fairly high up here, so not too much difference yet, but normal camping area down here to the left is all flooded out now. I'll just go down here and show you what I'm talking about. So this is all the camping site here. So this area to the left where all the water is, that's usually a camping site too, and you can usually drive out of it, that track straight opposite, and this is the track right next to the ferry. So there's our Swan Reach shack. Last week the water was just touching those front posts. Now it's just lapping up against the front of the shack under the veranda, but we have got a very strong southerly today, so that's probably pushing it up a bit. You can still see the cement just under the veranda, so in actual height it's probably only gone up 4 or 5 centimetres. What a shitty old day. So this is the reserve at Swan Reach, and the table has finally gone underwater. You can check the previous 2 weeks videos where we filmed the table and also that shack we just filmed, so if you want to go back and check those again you can. We're going to head off to Waikerie now. So here we are at Waikerie. We've had to walk down here because the road down to their little park by the river is blocked off. See, the ferry's still working. I heard on the radio that that's probably going to be one of the first ferries that has to stop operation. when the water gets too high. And when I pulled up here with my houseboat, I think I was parked down here. I'll try and find a photo of it. But I'm pretty sure I was down about 40 metres from where the river level is now. So with the ferry ramps, what they do as the water gets higher, you can see that chain each side and also a cable. They can wind that cable up and move the whole ramp back up. So looks like they've still got a little bit of distance that they can move it. It's got the ferry coming over now, so we might film it as it hooks up. Probably seen it in heaps of other videos, but the clamps coming along here, or the little jaw things. Slide up the little plate and then lock them in. Push it forward a little bit. And there you have it, all hooked up. Okay, we'll go for a trip across the ferry here at Waikerie, and as normal we've got to give him a wave. A good wave. And we've got to see what this ferry's called. It's the Quail. So I had a bit of a talk with the ferry driver before. You probably wouldn't have heard it through this mic, but he reckons there's probably about another week to go with this ferry before the water gets too high. And the main reason is the opposite end of what I was filming before. This end can probably go up another 3 or 4 metres, the ramp, but the other side, which we're heading to now, they're nearly running out of room, so maybe another week left. She's a bit rocky out here today, and as we saw, this one is called the Quail, as all ferries are named after a bird. And I did get a bit chastised in the last video from a Karen saying I should know more about the birds. Probably what she doesn't realise is a lot of my comments are very much tongue-in-cheek, and obviously not knowing a real lot about the previous birds, but having seen them. But me being an avid bird man, the quail, I know them from the farm. They once had back in the early 80s, they had the South Australian quail shooting championship, so they're a bit of a delicacy. I am not condoning shooting them because someone else will have a go at me, but we got lots of them up on the farm. They ground breeding birds or nesting birds, so a lot of the time they'll be under the old weeds and stuff, especially back in the day when they had a lot of horehound around. They'd have their little nesting sites there, and you'd go driving down the paddock and all of a sudden they'd start flying up, especially when you were on the tractor. And I believe they are from the pheasant family. So there's my little bit of knowledge about the quail. I'm sure someone will have a go at me. Okay, so you can see how high this ramps up. There's nowhere more for it to go. It cannot go any higher. So that's the reason it will be shutting down. So just coming into Kingston on Murray. Got the boat ramp here to the left. Might have some photos of the boat ramp when I came and camped down here a few months back. Got a lot of dirt up here on the park, ready to make a levee bank if needed. Still to get up to the road there, it's probably got to go at least 1.5 meters. So at the moment, not too bad. Will be interesting to see if it makes it up to the road. Looks like they've already raised the levee bank a little bit. So we're just in Cobdogla now. This is one of those towns which is pretty low. Looks like they're building up a road or a levee bank up ahead. So this is the Steam Museum. Not too sure if there's a car park down here or whether I'm just driving in the wrong spot. Here we go, I'll get told off for going in the wrong road again. So the river's back off of Cobdogla and they've got like a lake that you come into with a boat ramp. But I don't think we can get to the boat ramp. It must be out near the caravan park, I think. Okay, we're heading down to the caravan park. See what happens. So big mounds of dirt the other side of the caravan park there, so putting up some levee banks. Fingers crossed they're okay. So up to the left, this is all the backwaters back behind Kingston On Murray and Cobdogla. Well, out to the south I suppose you'd call it. The River Murray is right back to the left, maybe a kilometre and a half. So you sort of imagine what it'd be like if we didn't have these backwaters. That Murray would be flowing probably at twice the speed. Just coming into Moorook, and the river flows right back around those lakes I was just showing you, the backwaters, and is back out to my left now. For some reason always reminds me of Kingston on Murray a little bit. Bowling club to the left. These camping spots you usually book online. Last time I was through here there would have been 20 caravans in that section to the left. And on my houseboat trip I pulled up just down the other end here. Try and get in there so we can do a comparison photo if I can find one. So that's where I was moored up, just to the right of those trees that are out in the water. So this is Milch's Landing. You can find it on Wiki Camps. It's about 5 or 6 kilometres downstream from Loxton, and it says you can camp here, so I'm hoping they're right because it should be out of the wind. We've got a really strong southwesterly, so down the bottom of here we should be right out of the wind. There's your mighty River Murray there. So it's a boat ramp. Looks like they've got the floating jetty out of the water. And dirt track to the left where there's a caravan camping. That's good to see. Well, I think this is the spot, guys. Okay, so we're settling in for the night. Got a beautiful fire going. We're going to do a cook up. It's going to be a bit like a mixed grill, but it's mixed whatever I could get out of the fridge before I left. And we can't forget the old cup of Scared of the Dark medicine. It's working a treat. I should be talking a bit of rubbish later on tonight. Okay guys, here we go with the start of the cook up. We put the pork chop in first. Hopefully we've got some sizzle. Oh, we got the sizzle going. We'll put the other stuff in a bit later. The pork chop's going to take the longest to cook. Bit flamey, but they'll wear down in a minute. And we've got a couple of spuds in under here somewhere. Probably stuff them up again. Okay, we'll chuck it up on its side a bit. Right, we've got a couple of these things. Chevapachis they call them. Not sausages. And what else have we got? And a steakette. Steak hamburger, I'm guessing. All plated up, looking pretty good. Potatoes, we're back. We didn't stuff them up, soft in the middle. Cooked them a bit longer and slower. Beautiful. Eggs look good. Back for a review in a minute. Well, tea's all finished and it was excellent. Pork chop. Beautiful. The steakette, very good. The choppies, whatever you call them. I think they're exactly the same as the steakette, except they're rolled up. I'm going to sit here for a while, talk to myself, have a few glasses of Scared of the Dark medicine, and score review, food review, 8.2. That's my review. Good morning everyone. Well, all packed up, ready to go. Just had a nice chat with a farmer or irrigator here. He was down checking his water pump. He's already spent $10,000 raising it up, but he thinks he's going to have to raise it up a bit more. His guess is that the water will just get up over this track, but he says overall probably a good thing. He pointed out to me that things like this tree here were all nearly dying, and it's all started to sprout out again. Same on the big tree there in the distance, on that branch that's poking out to the right, all those new little bushes on it. So it sort of livened up the area, a bit of water getting through underneath. I've just stuck the drone up, you would have seen that by now. That was a bit hairy, she's a bit windy again today, so I kept getting warnings. Anyway, that's going to do this video. Great little spot, Milich's landing. Plenty of room for a park, bitumised coming down the hill, and the car park's bitumised, so you could come down there nice and easily in your caravan and park for the night. Not a real lot of room up here on this section where the dirt track is, but a few nice spots. Catch you guys later, and Thanks for watching.